look at the number of registered voters for this election so far, 84 million, over 84 million registered voters, and of course 72.7 million PVCs collected. So are we going to have Nigerians, the seven? Definitely we know, we definitely will not have the 72.70 million people voting. But are we really going to have a huge margin of Nigerians going out to vote for today? Well, only time will tell, because we have, as reported by INEC, over 11 million uncollected PVCs. So, and this is a huge number. But then we do know that state now we will have to look at number of PVCs collected across the different states in the country, and definitely going by this to look at how the result will come out, who is going to win in one state and who is not going to win. We'll just look across the states then, and I'll get to share this information with you. Number of registered voters, and let's start with Lagos State now. Now you have on the screen Lagos State. Total number, Lagos State of course is the state with the highest number of registered voters and the state with highest number of PVCs collected. Now you have on the screen there 6.5 million registered voters in Lagos, 5.5 million PVCs collected, and that is where just a little above a million PVCs uncollected. And yes, that is 1,038,000 PVCs uncollected, which is 84% of the total registered voters. That's a huge number. So now going by Lagos, don't forget that in 2015 election, the APC won in Lagos.
Yes.
In 2011, that was not the case.
It wasn't the case.
So now, can we really say the APC is going to have Lagos again in 2019? If so, what would the margin be? Would there be a huge difference? Well, don't forget, we'll have the results up on the screen for you, the 2015 presidential election result. Pandona, maybe they expect APC go really fill in Lagos again for this election?
From my own opinion, APC is going to win Lagos, but not with large margin. And the PDP also can pull a great stunt. Because do not forget that Lagos is a cosmopolitan state. A state that houses different people from different areas, and also it's a state that have, if not correct, in fact, I think I'm 100% correct that is the state that houses the highest number of residents.
You have it now on the screen. Lagos State presidential election, the result in 2015. If you look at it, the margin is well over 100,000. Yes. 160,000, 150 something thousand votes. That is the margin between the vote gotten by the APC and of course PDP, with 794,000 to 632,000. But one thing we will not forget is that a lot of things happened before the 2015 election. There was a statement by the Oba of Lagos then, threatening a particular ethnic group. But now this ethnic group have their son contesting as the vice presidential candidate of the PDP. Are we likely going to have this ethnic group have a much change, difference in the margin? Do you still think with this we'll have APC winning Lagos again? Now
there's going to be a huge difference, and do not forget that in 2015, that threat by the monarch of Lagos made some people didn't even go out to vote.
Yeah.
And the fear of what's it called, fights, and all of that, and people just decided to sit at home.
All right, we'll come back to this now. Now we have Femi Ayodeji on the line. Femi Ayodeji is reporting from Alimosho local government area. Femi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, so Femi, how is Alimosho LG at the moment?
Okay, I'm currently at Egbe Timu, local council development area under the Alimosho local government. And I can confirm that about 5 polling units, which is closer to the local council development area secretariat, have INEC officials present there. And the electorate are about to begin start their vote. I can also confirm that the restriction of movement is respected here, and we have people having to walk from their various houses down to the polling center.
Okay. So that means at the moment at Egbe-Idimu, the 5 polling units you've been to, voting is yet to commence. Is that what you are saying?
As I speak now, voting is yet to commence. However, we have the electorate waiting for INEC officials for them to cast their vote. So
INEC officials are not, are they at the polling units at the moment, or they are yet to arrive?
INEC officials have arrived at polling unit 002, 0027. They've also arrived at 044, 042 in Egbe-Idimu Local Council Development area.
Okay. Do you really know what time? By what time? Can you tell us the time when they arrive?
They are at polling unit 044. They arrived at 7 minutes after 9.
7 minutes
after 9.
Wow.
And we had those who want to cast their vote waiting for INEC at this polling center.
Okay. Did the officials give any reason why they have to come that late?
Amazingly, the council development area is closer to this polling unit. So I don't think there should have been any excuse for them coming late. Like I reported yesterday, while I was giving reports at the front of the secretariat, there was activity at the secretariat. So I don't know why they should have come late at this time.
No, okay, but
it's yet to begin.
It's very surprising now that we experienced that in Lagos, because according to INEC, Lagos is one of the states that got their materials very on time, and Lagos doesn't really have a difficult terrain. The restriction on movement.
Again, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I said Lagos got materials from INEC on time, and Lagos doesn't really, Alimosho doesn't really have a difficult terrain where it's not as if they have to go by water or anything to get to Alimosho. And we do know that Ikeja to Alimosho is not that far. And okay, all right, Femi, we'll definitely come back to you to hear more from you on the proceedings.
Femi, I need to report.
All right, thank you very much, Femi. But now let's look at it. Ikeja, where we have, because INEC headquarters is at Yaba.
Yes.
You know, but as at yesterday, materials has gotten to the local government.
Exactly.
Now, talking about, it just gave us a description of the distance from the local government to the polling unit. And the officials arrived 7 minutes past 9. When by INEC timetable, voting should have commenced by 8 a.m. So, because Lagos has, that environment has no difficult terrain. Well, what do you think could have been possible? Because no reason given yet.
The truth is, different parts of Lagos State have been experiencing this. As a matter of fact, Lagos, some parts of the states, from my own feeders, out there, elections started pretty late from different parts of Lagos. And I think this is something, that they need to look at, because by INEC's timetable, they are not going to shift, the timing. 2 o'clock is 2 o'clock. The last person on the queue, will be marked out, and until that person finishes before counting comments. And this is a major problem in a state like Lagos. Don't forget, with the highest number of PVC collected. And Alimosho now happens to be the biggest local government in the country. Let's focus it in Lagos now. Then you can say in the country because it's a presidential election. In the country, it posed for a big question.
Because let's not forget, something happened in 2015 during the election. Across different parts of Lagos, where we have to voting, in fact, they have to vote late into the night. We have residents coming out with generators, with rechargeable lanterns to at least provide light. In fact, there was even particular areas where voting ran late into the night until 10 p.m.
They had to move,
and it was postponed to the next
Sunday,
day,
yes.
even in Lagos.
Yes.
So, are we likely to have that scenario repeated in Lagos?
Well, there's this popular adage that say when you start late, do not expect to finish on time. You don't get to finish on time. So
except maybe you're having sex. So.
But honestly, from that, it means it might, what's it called? This election might run into the dark. Now, unless by divine intervention or the process is not manual. Now, by manual, I mean, in 2015, for example, we have where you have to go check your name. After check your name, you get your number. You go to the first, what's it called, APO1 to check, okay, what number. He checks it and ticks it, move you to APO2. This process should be merged into one. You've seen your name, you come, what number are you on? This is your number. Take your this thing, mark the persons and straight to vote. So if we still have this locomotive process, I'm afraid the same thing that happened in 2015 might still reoccur in this 2019 general election.
All right, we have to go to Mahmoud now. Mahmoud is standing by in Kano. Mahmoud, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, so how is Kano this morning, Mahmoud?
Kano is taking shape. Everything is going smoothly right now, as of now.
So where exactly are you in Kano State?
The election material has been distributed to all local governments. So it's only one thing that I posted it in your WhatsApp line. Is people used to go early in the morning to the polling station and be putting their candidates' posters. So
yes, indeed.
By INEC.
We have that. Hello, Mahmoud.
Hello?
Yes, hello, Mahmoud. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you now.
Yes.
It's the line that is cracking. I said...
No, I heard you, Mahmoud.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you, Mahmoud.
Most of the people, they are used to go to the polling station and be fixing their candidate posters there. So when you are coming for election, you will be seeing the posters of Omar, and then it is prohibited by INEC that before 24 hours.
Hello, Mahmoud.
This is trying to cause a more commotion in the polling station, because many people they were saying this is prohibited, especially in the opposition party. They are saying they will not agree with this. We will have to change the place that we are going to poll, that we are going to cast our vote. So, but the situation now
just a minute now. Hello, viewers. That is the picture Mahmoud is talking about. That is the picture Mahmoud is talking about on the screen there. You have the video now from Kano about supporters of political parties pasting their pictures on the wall, and as we can see from there, I can't really tell which political party it is.
I don't have
Mahmoud,
right now to show how the commotion tried to take place. Had it been that I have opportunity to shoot, I could have showed you the videos that people are opposing what those people were doing.
Yes. Now, Mahmoud, let me ask.
But when I have an opportunity to shoot the video, I will send the video to you.
Oh, okay, very.
But as of now, everything is taking shape.
Okay, that is very...
INEC started distributing the materials to the polling stations right now.
Okay, that is very good, Mahmoud. But now I want to ask why they were posting these posters, why they were pasting it. Were there no security operative around? No security people there around that time that they paste the posters there?
They come around 6:40. Me, I was there to take report around 6 o'clock. I just stayed there. I saw them. They're going from one polling station to other, just to be putting posters of their candidates.
So no security men there around that time.
Opposition parties has arrived. They start trying to come and oppose what they are doing. But after at least 7:30, before the election materials start arriving to the polling station. But people, the police, as they are passing, they even shoot on the air. So people just scattered. So as of now, everything is going smoothly right now. I'm talking to you. But whenever I have an opportunity to have something new, I will let you know.
Thank you very much, Mahmoud.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. As you see from that clip, as you see from the clip there, these are supporters of APC pasting posters in Kano, and we know that the Electoral Act says you cannot campaign 24 hours to the election day, and of course again there shouldn't be visibility of any campaign, anything in form of campaign. You cannot wear campaign materials or anything, put any form of display to the polling unit. And what we just saw from Kano is supporters of APC pasting posters. So that, like I asked Mahmoud, who should we hold responsible for this? Because there should be security men, there should be security around, but nothing was done. As we've seen from that video, they were not stopped at all. They were just, it was just as if nothing was going on. We have impunity, nothing was going to happen. Well, because they should be tried for that, and there should be penalty punishment for that. But no arrest, nothing.
Very true, but let's not forget that from that video I saw, the INEC material had not arrived at that moment. But this is what's going to happen. I've covered the election, I covered the Osun State election, and we have similar things. So this is what's going to happen. Once the INEC officials are on ground with the security personnel, what they do is they tear down every form of material that has to do.
I know this.
But now, you're looking at it from there, it would have influenced some.
You know what I'm saying is this. It's not a case of.
It's been there.
It was not there before today. Just early this morning, 6:30. And we know, let's now ask ourselves, there is no movement on the road.
Exactly.
So how were they able to convey these posters from wherever they were to this polling unit? Because what we just saw is that Mahmoud was fortunate to be there, was lucky to be there. We do not know if this is the same thing that's played out across all polling units in Kano State. So now that is why I'm putting the question about security now. How come they were not stopped by security men? How come there was no presence of security men in that environment? How come they just have the impunity to go on pasting? Because it's an electoral offense.
It's an electoral offense, but unfortunately they don't have any security presence there. Now this is it. You ask the question, how come they were able to move this material? Do not forget, politicians are getting smarter every day. They know.
Compromise with the security men who are in Kano.
Yeah, but what happens if this material had been moved closer to the polling units days before today? So do not forget that the only restriction you have is movement, vehicular movement, and about movement you cannot move about 10 kilometers. You understand?
Yes.
Through your polling unit. So it's expected that your polling unit should be very close to you. Now they have residents around those polling units. What if those particular materials were stored, in the residence closer to the polling unit? So you never can tell.
But one thing is this: it's one thing to commit an offense, to do it secretly. It's another thing to have this impunity and commit this offense publicly, because it's not a case of them pasting these posters 12 midnight when it's dark.
Broad daylight.
6:30. It's very clear from the clip we saw. According to Mahmoud, this was 6:30 a.m. So, because for somebody to go out with that confidence, now we have Frederick on the line. Frederick Rapu is a political science lecturer with Yaba College of Technology. Hello, Frederick.
Good morning, everyone, and I'm very honored to be here on the program.
Yes, Frederick, you are a lecturer of political science with Yaba Tech. Let's talk about the Nigerian political history, looking at how Nigerians have been voting in the past. What should we really expect from this election? Should we expect Nigerians to vote according to party or candidate or ethnic divide?
Okay, when you look at Nigerian political history, when it comes as regards to elections, religion has always, dictated, ethnic ethnic politics has always been played, you know, most times. If you look, for example, in the First Republic, you find out that there were three dominant parties that existed then.
Yes.
The Action Group for the West, for the Western region, the NCNC, National Council of Nigeria and Cameroon, for the Eastern region, where we had Nnamdi Azikiwe as the head, as the leader. And then we had also for NPC, Northern People's Congress, where we had Ahmadu Bello. And they played ethnic politics. And that has been ruling Nigeria all the while. Even if you look at the 1964 elections, when we even had, you know, alliances, the OPGA and NNA, you could also see ethnic politics played, and also religion. And then also, if you look at the 1965 Western Regional election as well, where it ended as a disaster, we saw ethnic politics played by OPGA. Remember the case of Alhaji Adeperu, you know, versus Akintola itself. So there was, so people in Nigeria have been voting on both party lines, ethnic and then religious lines. And when you go down, you know, to the in recent times, you see the 1999 elections, Nigerians were already tired of the, you know, military rule that has come, you know, from 1983 downwards, and also the Abiola saga in 1993 and all that. So Nigerians were like, oh, let's come back to democracy, and they actually voted. Then you look at, that was when we had the advent of Obasanjo coming in. So Obasanjo laid the kind of foundation for this, you know, democracy we are having today. But if you look at the 2003 and 2007 elections, it was marked with a lot of irregularities, rigging, corruption and all that. It wasn't really the true reflection of people's votes then, you know. But when we started seeing an improvement was in 2011 elections, the Jonathan elections. Everyone in Nigeria, in fact, that election, pundits say that you could kind of compare it to the Abiola election in 1993. The Abiola election was an exceptional case in Nigeria, where people from, you know, the north, east, and west came out to vote. Then we had Tufa, we had Abiola, both Muslims, but Abiola was a southerner, Tufa was a northerner. But we found out that people still went en masse to vote for late Chief MKO Abiola, because maybe it was because it was a philanthropy and all that. It was a very exceptional case in Nigeria. Nigerians were not known to do that. People in the north, people in the east, people in the west all came out en masse for Abiola, and that really touched people. Then something close to that was the 2011 elections, where Goodluck Jonathan contested.
All right, Frederick. Now let's look at one thing that really happened, because we would not forget that during the 2015 election, what we experienced was a case of a southerner contesting against a northerner, or a northerner contesting against a southerner. Now, this time in today's election, we have two northerners. They are both Muslims, and of course, one is from the northeast, the other is from the northwest. And of course, unlike previous elections, we have alternative candidates. Talking about the Fela Durotoye Sowore of the AAC, we talk about Kingsley Moghalu of the YPP and other political. Are we like to have Nigerians make a change and vote differently from the way they've always voted in other elections? Because in 2007, 2011, and even 2015, we had other political parties and other candidates. Should we expect Nigerians to vote differently today?
Well, I wouldn't. You're asking if Nigerians will, you know, break out from the norm and
yes, and vote differently, because this time, you know,
Moghalu and the rest, right?
What I'm talking about, I want us to look at is that, you know, in 2011, 2007, and 2015, apart from the APC and the PDP, we had other political parties.
Yeah, we did.
But all these other political parties didn't really get that much vote, except for 2007, when we had Atiku Abubakar, the candidate of the AC then. So now, let's look at 2019. When we have the likes of Sowore of the AAC, Kingsley Moghalu of the YPP, Fela Durotoye of the ANN, and other political parties, are Nigerians most likely to vote differently away from the APC and PDP vote we experienced in 2015?
In my own opinion, I won't lie, Nigerians are fed up with this system. A lot of Nigerians, not, we speak for ourselves, there are some a preponderance of Nigerians are not too happy with the system, because if you look at the economy from 2015 till now, and you look at the government in power with the promises they made when coming in, because in 2015 elections, this present government was voted en masse for by the people. Now, we are now having these candidates, Sowore, Moghalu, and Fela Durotoye from these other parties and all that. I still, in my own opinion, I won't lie, Nigerians may not really vote for them en masse. I always tell people, and even my students and people I engage in political discussions with, that if these three guys had come together as one, they were to have formed the third force that President Olusegun Obasanjo was talking about. The third force, they were the ones that would have formed that third force. And Nigerians would have looked up to them that, these guys are young, these guys are they are learners, like Moghalu is a professor, Sowore, these guys are really, really okay. But we have a structure in Nigeria. Nigeria has been condemned to these two parties, following these two parties, the APC and the PDP. I don't know, maybe because of the structure they operate, and apart from that again, they have the resources, monetarily wise, to push themselves forward. When you look at people like Sowore, Moghalu, and the rest, what popularities they enjoy, down into the hinterland, have they covered the whole 36 states of the Federation? Are they popular even in their own locality? Sowore, I gather, is from Ondo State. How many people, how many support does he gather in all the local governments there, and the hinterland? Has he been to the north? Yeah, he said he has been to the north. That his religious line is not going to, prevent them from voting him. His ethnic line is not going to prevent them from voting him, because, mind you, we have two northerners right now, two Fulani men, two Muslims and northerners. And you find that the Hausas, tribalistically, ethnically, they are always attached to their own people. So you know that they want to vote for these two guys en masse. But you see these other young guys, is Nigeria mature politically to look away from ethnic lines, look away from tribal lines, look away from party lines, and say we want quality people, young people. We have to let go of the analog brains, in quotes. That's what they're using right now for people like Buhari and Atiku and the rest. We want digital brains now. People like Moghalu, Sowore, Fela Durotoye, and the rest. Nigeria needs to experience a true change, because when you look around Africa, people are progressing. Other African countries are doing fine. Look at Ghana. Look at what I heard just recently. I was reading in papers. Nigerians were deported from Ghana. It's a shame. Nigeria, the giant of Africa, are people being, molested and deported. A kind of replica of the 1984 Ghana must go thing. So I look at all these things and I'm like, Nigeria mature. That's the thing. Is Nigeria mature? I will tell you no. Nigeria is not yet mature to that extent.
Okay. Now let's look at another issue now. Quickly, there is always this case of course, which is a case of vote buying.
Vote buying, yeah.
Yes. You are a political science lecturer. You know the Nigerian political history and all of the rest. Are we likely going to see that influence today's election?
Vote buying was really very evident in the Australian elections, and it was a disgrace, because a lot of journalists, they actually covered such stuff, and it was like like detectives would do, and a lot of people didn't know that they were watching them and all that. So for this election, I would not, I won't rule that out. A lot of vote buying, but it won't be as exposed as it was in the Australian election. But they will do it more consciously, because it's being condemned in strong terms. I condemn vote buying in strong terms. And, it's something that has come into the limelight already on TV, radios, and all that. And INEC is actually, they are watching out for those who will do this vote buying. So vote buying would not be openly done this time around. And I feel those big wigs, those big parties, would actually look for better strategies to do that. Like I heard they're doing house to house, campaign and all that.
Yes.
And from what I gathered, the house to house campaign, they'll have something for you, monetary, compensation for you if you, vote for. So they will do it in a more discreet way that people won't know, find other strategies to do it. But as it was done in Osun State, so openly, everybody is seeing it, it won't happen in this election. I very much doubt. And mind you, they have the security operatives watching. The military is there. I remember recently the president made a statement that anybody caught for ballot snatching and all that should be shot at sight. Though it is a very controversial statement, condemned strongly by so many people from different quarters, but that would keep a lot of people in check. So vote buying would not be done openly like it was done in the Osun State election, but they will find other safer, and more discreet strategies of buying the conscience of people, and making them sell their vote.
Okay, now, another thing is that let's look, because we know that the APC candidate, of course, is from Katsina State, and Omo Yele Sowore from Ondo State. We have Fela Durotoye, who of course, was born in Ibadan or your state. Now, are we likely to have Nigerians or these candidates are we likely to have them win the election in their states of origin?
That's what I'm still saying. I don't think they are going to win the elections in their state of origin. It's their state of origin. I very much doubt it. Because when you go to all these areas, I told you the structure that those two main parties, APC and PDP, have put on ground, it will make it difficult for these guys, to make a mark in their states of origin. Like I said earlier, if they had come together as one party and did a lot of pull their resources together, as one, it would have still made a difference, and they would have pulled weight to an extent. But for them to win in their states of origin, I doubt, because their states of origin, if you check it out, they are already affiliated to either APC or PDP. So the structure on ground and the resources on ground, and again, the people, it's going to work against them. Nigerians are not yet enlightened to that level where we say, okay, we are voting for people who, would work and all that. People who, that Nigerians have not gotten to the extent where they will say, okay, these guys have been ruling us, let's think objectively, and only a small fraction of Nigerians think that way, But even, the funny thing again, let me surprise you. I think it's that people who are highly educated, I discussed with people who are highly educated, and they are still affiliated to these two parties I'm talking to you about.
All right, now let's look at another thing now. We've never experienced where we have this much PVC collected in election, before election in this country. INEC announced this week that over 72 million PVCs were collected of the 84 million registered voters. Are we likely to see Nigerians turn out en masse to vote today? Judging by the past.
Turn out en masse to vote. I believe it. Why I'm saying this is I have gone around some of the polling stations, and there's relative peace there. I've not heard of anywhere where there's fighting and all that. It's been orderly. The security operatives are there watching. The INEC officials are actually, enlightening the people on how to vote and all that. It's really peaceful and well organized. So those who are even discouraged to come out in the first place would be encouraged to come out, because they see it's peaceful. Because the fear people had was that it's going to be violent and all that. But with the conduct of the election so far, it's been peaceful and it's not really been cumbersome. People have been able to, go through the process without going through stress. And again, a lot of Nigerians have been sensitized much more this period. Of course, that the economy has not really been smiling this while, and people have been sensitized that you need to come out. You need to come out and change the system. You need to come out. So if for the past 4 years you have been okay with the system, fine, you retain the current government. If for the past 4 years you've not really been satisfied with the system, you're looking at everything around. Nigeria is the number one poverty capital of the world, and you're looking at the promises, campaign promises, like every refineries will be built every year. The issue of power would, be a thing of the past in 6 months, and all the campaign promises that have been given. If you are satisfied and you feel the current government has fulfilled their campaign promises, then you still vote them in. But you're not satisfied. The economy, the price of the living standard has become so high. Price of stuff, food and all that, and commodities in the market has skyrocketed. Then you can. So it's also people. A lot of people want to come out to express their views, either to support and continue, or that continue the current government, or they're not happy. They're trying to come and express their displeasure by voting out the current government. It's all in the.
Okay, now, before we let you go, let's just take a look at this. In every election that we've conducted so far in this country, we've always had cases of invalid votes, void votes. People not printing or in fact printing against across the boxes created for the different political parties. Are we likely to see a case of reduced number of invalid votes in this election?
Yeah, I want to believe so. Like I said earlier, people are being sensitized more. The sensitization is much more than the last elections. The INEC officials are actually, I saw a couple of them, educating the people, enlightening the people on how to vote and all that, so that their vote will be invalid at the end of the day. So we are seeing a lot of sensitization. Even prior to the election, we have had, animation, to show you how to vote, how to conduct thumbprints and all that. So we've seen animation and all that. We've seen write-ups and all that, Even musical artists, celebrities have been doing stuff like that on TV as well, sensitizing people, telling them this is how to vote, this is how to do this and that. So it's been much more than before. And I noticed something. Most of the celebrities didn't even affiliate themselves with any political party as such, like it has been done in the past. And I noticed most of those young celebrities, they needed it different, because I saw a lot of them with Showore, Mogalu, those young guys. That goes to show that people, Nigerians, want to come out and see what they can do. But I still stand with my notion that APC and PDP will still, as usual.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting one. Thank you very much, Frederick Rapo. Thank you very much for your insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Big honor coming on your program.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, Frederick Rapo is a political science lecturer with Yaba College of Technology. And do not forget that you can check us out if you're watching this live. If you want to know more about what Citizen Information Network is all about, CIN, then check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course, you can send us a message, or any, whatever it is you want to contribute to the program. If you want to give us a report of what is going on in your area, but just send us images. You can take a short video and send to us on the WhatsApp number on your screen. The number is 08065350713. And of course, during this live coverage, we shall also have the social media segment, where we shall read and take all your comments from social media, and of course read what Nigerians are saying all across the country in social media. So tweet at us just when you are making your post. Tweet at us at CIN Nigeria on Twitter, and of course you can send us short images on the WhatsApp number. Remember, the WhatsApp number is not for phone calls. You can just send us message on that number, 08065 350713. And yes, that is it now. Pango, let's come back to look at this now, because we'll have that displayed on the screen for our viewers to see again. The total number of registered voters for the 2015 election, the total number of vote cast, and of course invalid votes, over 800,000 invalid votes for the 2015 presidential election. Are we likely to have a repeat? Because what we experience is 29 million votes cast, and of course the registered voters 67 million. But of that 29 million vote cast, we had 844,000 invalid votes. That is almost a million. That is a million individual, or over 800,000 individuals that their votes did count during the 2015 election. Are we likely to see an improvement?
It's going to swing both ways, Twitwi, and I would explain. For the invalid votes, we might likely have more, and my reason is this. Do not forget that this 2019 election, we have more political parties
91 political parties
than the 2015 election. And the polling, what's it called? The ballot paper, it's so large, and the imprints, like where you're supposed to put your thumb, where you're supposed to cast your vote, it's small in size. So there will be, most people will be tempted to use their thumb and, have their vote casted, thereby making it, to cross across the line that would make it an invalid vote. Don't forget that, in the course of the week, they had issues that INEC had to come out that no, you can use any of your fingers, because people were thinking, it's only your index finger. Some people say, if you don't use this particular finger, your vote will be invalid. People misquoted that concept. I guess what they were trying to, preach, or the message they were trying to pass out is that when you use your thumb, because your thumb is big, it might not fit, in properly, thereby allowing your vote to spin into another political party. That's one. Then two, no. And the reason for no is this. This is one election that we've had, voters' education spread across the country. And now most political parties took it upon themselves to even educate their supporters as well. This is something we've not seen in a very long while as far as Nigeria election is concerned. So people might learn from that, why people might decide to ignore it. In that case, it's a yes or a no. So we might have a less percentage of invalid votes this year, or we probably might have, for those who ignore to use their term or do not know how the process is, might end up, having the invalid votes increased.
Oh, okay. So not just forget, say, the election don't start already, and if it be somebody we never go out to, you never come up for your house now, you still wash us. No, say by 2 o'clock they're not gonna allow anybody to join the queue again, and that now waiting the guidelines state. But anybody we don't do for the queue, we don't do polling unit before that 2 o'clock, go definitely free vote. So if you get your PVC and you won't vote, you still get time to go out, because by 2 o'clock you don't feel join the queue again, and that will mean say you waste your PVC, because waiting be the essence say you get PVC and you not go out to vote. And like they always try to encourage here, not forget, vote for the candidate of your choice. Vote for the candidate. It not really matter whether your candidates win or not, provided now the person who you won't vote for be that, vote for that particular person. Okay, and now we will just move on with this now and look at one very important issue we need to talk about for the program. But I'll definitely let you know, say later on we'll get an economist who will join us on the program. We'll talk about security, we'll talk about so much, but interestingly now, Pando, make we look at one other angle from this election we will never look at is security. Because we have some difficult terrains, the Niger Delta in particular, and not even just the Niger Delta, Zamfara State. We'll come to that. We have a caller on the line. Well, we have a Dolapo, our correspondent. Sorry, Dolapo Shonuga, our correspondent on the line now. Hello, Dolapo.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dolapo. So, where is your location presently in Lagos? Where are you in Lagos now?
I am currently at Hakute, Alagbole area.
Okay, Akute Alagbule. That Akute is definitely in Ogun State. So tell us, what is going on in Akute?
Okay, everything is fine here right now. People are casting their votes.
Okay.
The voting started at past 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay. So what is the turnout? Do we have a huge turnout?
It is impressive.
Wow.
The turnout is impressive. People came out very early in the morning, and the HADOC staff too, they arrived around 7:30. They came very early in the morning for voting. So they gave preferential treatment for the pregnant women and the physically challenged. The people are orderly. There is orderliness there. And people are voting. Everything is calm. The atmosphere is very conducive for people.
Oh, okay. What about us? Do we have a presence of security men around?
Yes, they are there.
Okay. And you know, in fact, there's one contentious issue about the military men. Do we have military men present at any polling units around Akute?
We have the policemen around.
Okay, but not the soldiers.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
The soldiers are road. They are just manning the road.
Oh, okay. All right, Dolapo Shonuga. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you again if we need to, or you can really get back if we need more from you. Thank you very much, Dolapo. All right. Now, there is one angle we are yet to look at, which is about gender. Female participation in election in the country. One thing we cannot ignore is that we have female voters who are registered. But over the years in this country, like let's look at the Senate, the present Senate. We have just 8 women elected into the Senate of 109 senators. Are we likely to see a change? And just a very few number in the House of Assembly. Talking about the House of Rep. So are we likely to see Nigerians voting in more female into the Assembly?
The problem is not more female being voted into the Assembly. Let's start. It's not at the end results we should be looking at. We should look at the beginning, from the primaries. How many females actually came out to contest? And if we have more females that came out to contest, why do these political parties don't give the female gender the opportunity? Lagos, for example, Etiosa, we have just one female senator contesting, going out. In fact, in general, only one female senator under the flagship of APC.
Now we have the candidate of PDP.
No, I'm saying APC now, for example. I'm picking a political party.
Yeah.
You understand? And in Lagos, we have 3 senatorial districts in Lagos, and you have one female going out.
No, we have
4.
PDP,
sorry,
we have of course.
No, don't forget. I'm saying for a political party,
okay.
APC. I've not generalized it. Each party would form the number of women that are going part time. And do not forget, it's a general election. So part-time, you have 10 senators representing Lagos State.
Yeah.
You understand? So we first look at the females under the political parties and the probability of them being voted for to go in to the Senate. You understand? So we have a strong APC in Lagos. We have PDP. We have one female contesting under the flagship of Senate. Then House of Representatives, we have, I think, 2 from PDP, one Majeromi Feloju, that's I think Rita Orji, that is coming again. Then in Etiosa, you have none under APC, no one going. You have, in fact, generally in Lagos, you don't have any female going under. So it's a thing of the party leadership sitting down and saying, let's give our women more opportunity. Women are not meant to you don't just give them woman leader in party level. You need to give them the opportunity to get their voice, represent their people. And the truth is, where you have a female, there's bound to be results. It has been proven. Let's forget the history of Nigeria. Nigeria is a unique country. You know, we've had, you know, a situation where I think in 2009, one of the female senators, you know, bought cotton for close to how many questions were raised. Patricia Ete, you know, but again, let's not even use because of one incident that happened to judge the whole lot.
Several men.
Do what? So I think democracy and politics should be a level playground for everybody. Now, being a level playground for everybody, the leadership of those political parties should take female into consideration. In putting female into consideration, for example, when you have two females representing, you know, two different senatorial districts in Lagos from a major political party, it gives them more opportunity to have more females in the Senate.
Okay, interesting. You are still following live coverage of the 2019 presidential and national National Assembly election. And of course, do not forget that you can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course on Facebook. And you can call us or send us messages on WhatsApp. Let us know what the situation is in your environment. Send us a report, you know, eyewitness account of what is going on. The number is there on your screen, 08065350713. Now we just go for a break, and we'll be right back to continue the broadcast. And we have social media, Rebecca Irabo will come on to give us information of what Nigerians are saying on Twitter. So just stay with us. This is Citizen Information Network, and of course, we'll be right back. Thank you.
As the 2019 presidential election approaches on February 16th, Citizen Information Network gives you a rundown of some of the presidential candidates and their political parties. Kingsley Moghalu, YPP. Kingsley Moghalu is the candidate of the Young Progressive Party, YPP, for the 2019 presidential election in Nigeria. Moghalu was born in Lagos in 1963. He is the former United Nations official and professor in international business and public policy at the Tufts University Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. His campaign promises include 1 billion naira venture capital funding of the creative industry and startup businesses in Nigeria, prioritizing the reformation of the Nigerian police, establish a seaport in eastern Nigeria, and complete the second Niger bridge within 2 years. Omoyele Sowore, AAC. Omoyele Sowore is the candidate of the African Action Congress. He was born in 1971. Sowore is from Eseodo, Ondo State in southwest Nigeria. He is a Nigerian human rights activist, pro-democracy campaigner, and founder of online news agency Sahara Reporters. His campaign promises include to pay workers 100,000 naira living wage, youth corps members to earn 50,000 naira monthly allowance, legalization of Indian hemp. Adetokunbo, Olufela Durotoye, ANN. Olufela Durotoye, born in Ibadan, Oyo State in 1971, is the presidential candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria for the 2019 presidential elections. Fela Durotoye is a business consultant, leadership expert, and motivational speaker. He is the president of the Gemstone Nation Builders Foundation, a non-profit, non-governmental organization targeted at training youths towards transformational leadership and social change. Below are some of his campaign promises if elected. Increase education and literacy rate by up to 90%. Defeat Boko Haram with human intelligence and return internally displaced persons, IDP. And diversify the economy by promoting non-oil sector growth through agriculture, mines, and steel. Atiku Abubakar, PDP. Atiku Abubakar, an indigene of Adamawa State in Nigeria, born in 1946. He is the People's Democratic Party, PDP, presidential candidate for the 2019 presidential elections. Atiku served as the 11th Vice President of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007 under the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Abubakar is a co-founder of Intels, an oil-serving business with extensive operations in Nigeria and abroad. He is also the founder of Adama Beverages Limited and AUN, both in Yola, Adamawa. Campaign promises include privatization of economy, to end pro-Biafra agitation, and 40% cabinet seats for youths. Muhammadu Buhari, APC. The incumbent president, Muhammadu Buhari, is the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC. Buhari was born in 1942. He is an indigene of Dara in Katsina State, Nigeria. Buhari is a retired Major General in the Nigerian Army and previously served as the nation's head of state from 31st December 1983 to 27th August 1985 after taking power in a military coup d'etat. He unsuccessfully ran for the office of President of Nigeria in the 2003, 2007 and 2011 general elections before defeating the incumbent president Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 to become Nigerian president. If re-elected, Buhari has promised